Welcome to the Postgame show presented by the Maroon Club, enhancing 23 Division I sports. Join the Maroon Club today, and our player of the game, presented by Coca-Cola. Experience the Coke side of life. Here's Gwen.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head coach Fran O'Hanlon. Let's talk about the difference between the way this game started and the way we went into that halftime break. Defensive pressure picked up a little bit. I know I talked to you before the game, and you said you wish you knew. Sometimes it comes to matchups when they're good. So what was the matchup here tonight?
Well, we didn't get off to the start we would have liked. We were 1 for 9, I think, to start the game. And a lot of it had to do with our defensive intensity. And then we started to pick it up. I think we got hit in the face a little bit. And then for that period in there, we did a much better job. And then it comes down to a couple of possessions. We need a stop and a shot. They had a couple steals. We didn't get a couple shots that we needed to. And games come down a lot of times to 1 or 2 possessions. And we didn't get it done.
What does it say about this team that they're able to play really good teams this closely?
Yeah, I think we're resilient. I think that we're a work in progress. I think, that we'll get better. That's obviously our hope, moving forward. But right now, we have to kind of find ourselves. We're coming in here on a two-game winning streak, and we didn't play as well as we would have liked. But that's a good team, and the next team's going to be good, and probably better. They beat them. So every game is going to present its own problems.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck in the next game. We're going to bring in Neil. They have found the tallest player for the shortest person to interview, of course. A tough loss for you guys coming back home since you guys played Cornell. What was the difference in this one? Things were looking good at the half, and they kind of ran away with it there at the end.
I just think we made some uncharacteristic mistakes. I thought our defense wasn't as good, but I think it was better than it was against Cornell. So we're showing signs of improvement, but they had a great team. Every time we got it close, or I feel like we were down 3 the whole game. And so that's a credit to them and what they were able to do with the ball. But we got to be able to get better, learn from this, and not make the same mistakes that we made. I personally had too many turnovers. As a team, we just played it up, and they got open steals and open dunks. So we got to fix that, but we will.
What's the focus going into NJIT? I know this is another good team.
It's just we're more worried about the Leopards than NJIT. We got to make sure we know what we're doing, because when we're running our stuff and we're playing the right way, we're a hard team to beat. And there were signs of that in this game. I definitely think so, but we need to get full 40 minutes together. We haven't been able to do that the whole season, maybe against Rutgers, but we need 40 minutes of good Leopard basketball to win the game.
Great. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Gwen, thank you very much for a job well done tonight. As it's time to take a look at some of the highlights, and that means John Leone will take us through those.
Barry, it was a fun game to watch if you're you and me. Tyrone Perry stepped way outside, had a couple of big threes, and again, getting what you want from your senior leader. And then a Coca-Cola player of the game, Neil Quinn, on a back cut, nice left-handed finish. What a great start by this team. I'm telling you what, that was Gillette deep. That was Aaron Clark. Got off to that great start that Fran O'Hanlon talked about. Clark again, boy, you go under the screen on him and he can knock it out. They had so many contributors. Leo O'Boyle got hot. Once Lafayette started running their offense a little more efficiently, good shooters came open. That was Kyle Jenkins. Look at the bounce pass and the great finish by Bryce Johnson. What a role he played. Probably Sacred Heart's most valuable player. And then the jump shot by the freshman, C.J. Fulton. Again, C.J. is got a great future coming. Look at this downtown shot. Shot that from my front porch. That was Tyrone Perry deep. And then, again, a loose ball goes the way. This is a buzzer beater right at the end of the first half by Gillette. Ball just found him that time, and he was able to extend a 5-point lead. Down the stretch in the second half, Neil Quinn really got going. Relatively quiet in the first half. The kick out, there's Clark again. And that was an offensive rebound, I think, by Bryce Johnson again. He had so many of them, and I love the way this little guy plays. I'll tell you what, C.J. Fulton, he's going to be fun to watch. He is so crafty. But again, in the end, these two guards, I'll tell you, Tyler Thomas and that young man, Aaron Clark, they know how to get to the rim. Watch the spin move by Neil Quinn in the finish. Fran O'Hanlon needs to see more of that from the big guy. There's not a lot of big guys at 7 feet tall that can match up with him. Tyrone Perry again down the stretch. The senior making big plays, big shots. In the end, boy, great players. I don't know how this guy does it. Tyler Thomas was so quiet. He comes in averaging nearly 20 a game, among the leading scorers in the entire country, virtually invisible for the first 37 minutes. He goes in the game late. Neil Quinn tries to answer down the stretch. I think we're going to see eventually 22 again. No, we're going to see the steal by Bryce Johnson. Again, we talked about his contributions. But I'll tell you, down the stretch, again, Neil Quinn, a little step back, a little half hook right there. It seemed like he could do that anytime he wanted to. This guy right here, down the stretch, he was unstoppable. Going to the rim, I don't know how he got some of these off. Here's the step back against Leo O'Boyle. Tyler Thomas, at the end, down the stretch, put this team on his shoulders, carried them to the win.
Fran said it perfectly when he said the game comes down to a couple of possessions. It's exactly what it did. There you go. You take a look at Lafayette. The number that's not up there is the free throw shooting number. Lafayette just 5 for 11 from the foul line. And that is never a problem for them, but it was tonight.
Yeah, it sure was, and it's a bad time for it when you're playing a game this close. And if you had told me that it was going to be this close and free throws would be a determining factor down the stretch, $1 to a donut. I give you Lafayette every single time. It didn't happen tonight.
Huge game for Neil Quinn, 2 shy of his career, but Clark with 19, Gillette with 9 rebounds. Jenkins had 13 rebounds in the game, but they got 4 players in double figures, did Sacred Heart. Bryce Johnson with 12, Clark 19, 17 Watson, and 15 Tyler Thomas. Lafayette, Neil Quinn with 20, 15 for Leo O'Boyle, and 11 for Tyrone Perry. So there you have it. Lafayette goes to 2-5, and Sacred Heart goes to 3-5, and we get ready for NJIT on Sunday afternoon. We'll see you on Saturday, women's basketball, 2 o'clock, NJIT in town for that one too. So why don't you join us? So for Gwen Begley, for John Leone, of course our director John Sabino, and the LSN TV crew, we thank you so much for spending tonight with us. We'll see you on Saturday. For all of us, I'm Gary Laubach. Good night, everybody.